Okay, so everyone please start your servers, and first thing is check your services if against automatic the startup type. It is the status is saying started, and that's something that we need to be checking. The first thing, just okay. Okay, so I'm going to check the services of my servers now. So start administrative tools and services. That's the first SharePoint server. I'll just go to the startup type, click up there, and whatever is automatic is supposed to be started. In my case, every service is started. Well, I had started already a few hours ago and check this, but you should also go ahead and check your both SharePoint servers. So start administrative tools and services. Yep, every service is started. So is it the same for everyone? The services are started? Yes. Okay, thank you. Okay, so what we did last time, we just quit this. Okay, and I'll try to check your environments as well, and let's see how it goes for everyone. Okay, so what we did last time, just a recap. Alright, that's no. So we install all these servers, and then install SQL Server on the first one, second one, and install the form SharePoint server on the second one, then install the second SharePoint server for the form on the first server, or the server 2. So now last time we talked about managed account, and we talked about service applications. So there are many applications that can be connected to the SharePoint, and also the managed account is all about running some crucial services of this application, the SharePoint, and it's an Active Directory account, and it can change the password as well, the password according to the password policies, but managed account manage their own passwords automatically. So we talked about site settings and site permissions last time, and we checked by creating check the permissions by creating 2 Active Directory accounts and giving them viewer membership, and one more membership. We added to 2 groups there, and then logged out of our administrator account, and then logged in from those accounts with limited permissions and privileges, and saw what they can see and added and change. Alright, so then we created a new web application. So I was also having some issues with that, and some of the people were not having issues, so I'm just gonna check everyone's environment, if we have a new web application added, then we created managed path, and managed path gives us the facility of either you can create a site collection where you cannot create subsites, and then you can create a site collection that can have more sites to it. Then we configured a site collection, talked about quotas and locks, and so I'm gonna create some more web applications today, and then we're gonna be doing some work on the database as well. But I need to check excuse me, so I need to check your environment as well. These are the major steps to create a working web application. So I'm going to create a new one, and we're going to talk about some issues I was having last time as well. So the site was not opening. These are the major steps to create a working site collection. So there are some issues students are facing, you're facing. So today we can repeat that help day, as well as I can go ahead with some more tasks. So there were issues. Some students emailed me that there were issues they were facing. You cannot open the this new web application that you created. Excuse me. So there are more students that will be coming throughout the class, even at the end of the class. So we will be going through. I will try to help you get to the point where I am right now. So at least it's not overwhelming, because I wanted to put a lot of more stuff, but students are, you guys are busy with other exams as well, so I don't want it to be overwhelming for you. But of course I have to come up with all those step-by-step labs for you, so you could easily follow at your own pace as well, and try to understand in the class the concepts behind those steps. So if I go back to my SharePoint site there, so everyone has the website, the new web application opening fine, or is there a problem? So I have created lots of applications here, new web applications. We're going to talk about some of the structure again. And then I'm going to create a new application again, just to get over those issues some of the students are having. So is everyone, those who tried, are you able to open any of your web applications with this page, or whichever template we are choosing? Is everyone able to open that successfully, the templates? What I can do now is create a totally new web application in my SharePoint site, and from there you could just try to create with me that application. I'm gonna try to repeat, and then if you are having still issues with your environment, you could I can go to your machines and try to resolve the issues. So but what was web application? So if I go quickly over or recap some of the theoretical stuff. So these are the major steps that to create a new web application with a site collection and the first working page. But what we are doing, planning to do today is, as I said, I'm going to quickly create a new web application. Like last time, we were going slow, step by step. I was trying to explain everything. Now I'm going to try to create another web application step by step, and that's going to be a bit quick. But you can follow me and try to see if your environment really shows that working first page of the site. If not, then I'm going to come to your machines and we're going to try to work it out. We're going to be I'm going to create one new web application quickly, then and explaining all the concepts quickly, and then I'm going to go for all site collections for a web application are connected to the same database. So there's a scenario where if you create lots of web applications, suppose intranet for George Brown, and then some other applications connected to the intranet. So and there are 4,000 students connecting to your intranet. So they're going to be uploading a lot of documents, and your sole database or the only database there will increase in size, as well as it could have other performance issues or could go down. So we can just try to create some more databases to support our intranet. And how to change a port. There's another scenario that happens a lot, that you've created a SharePoint site, but then you decide that, oh, I want to change the port for this site because I have so many other applications created on my SharePoint environment farm, and I need to change the port of one of those site collections. So how do I do that? And this is also a common issue that comes after creating a SharePoint site. So we're going to try to do that. I'm going to show you the steps for that as well. Just a recap. So this is the hierarchy of SharePoint, just like last time we saw. So on the top are the web applications, then there are site collections, then there are top level site, and then sites. So we were able to create those sites. I was able to we were able to actually go through the steps, but some of you were seeing the site working and I was not seeing it. So today I'm going to create, and we're going to just check it back again, and just doing a recap of everything. So each web application, so first we're going to create a new web application, then site collection for that web application, and each web application has at least one site collection. Each site collection has exactly one top level site. The site collection doesn't actually contain anything itself. Okay, we went through that, so, and we saw all this. So then the top level site gets created, and there we can try to configure and do some graphics work as well, add some pictures, or upload some documents. Then the site comes from after the top level site. You can create as many sites as you want, and this is how it looks. Of course, we went through that before as well. The PowerShell commands we used last time were these: get-sp form, pipe, and then select star. So this is a logical structure that we were trying to create or follow, or to understand what we are doing. So we created a form already. We have two web applications right now. We have created a site collection for each web application. The main thing about this, what we created now, is that there is only one database we have. So we're going to create database from graphical interface, then we're going to create a database from PowerShell as well, and let's see if it works perfectly till the end without any issues or errors. So that's where we were going: web application, site collection. First we create this, then we create site collection, and then the rest of the stuff. to configure it properly. So we're going to come down to the database, but I'm going to create a web application now. So everyone's environment is ready. So either I could create one new web application, we could all follow that, and then I could start going after the issues that everyone is facing, or I could start with the issues right away. So what do you suggest? That let's create new web application again, and we could try to follow, and then I could see your environment, you could see your environment right now if it's ready. We try to start your services, I hope, which I was showing you before. I hope you were able to do that. So so I'm just going to create a new web application. You can all follow with me, and then wherever you're having issues now, I'm going to come to your screens and try to resolve that. Then we're going to go for the database, right? So I'm just going to go with those steps that we took to create some sites, some two web applications, I think. Yeah, last time we created one web application. Before that there was already one. So I'm just going to you could see also that I have created many other sites collections, and there are all those templates showing here. I was just testing the environment again and again, trying to come up with if there are any other errors that we might face. So what I'm going to start to do is create a new web application. So for that I'm going to go for on server 3. I will, after checking all the services, I'm going for the central administration site. Oh, there's a red bar here. So okay, let me just put it on the magnifying glass. Okay, now it's pretty clear. Okay, so well, what issues am I facing? So if I go to view these issues, security related, performance related, configuration, alternate access URLs have not been configured, people search availability, one or more servers is not responding. Okay, this could be not good. Could be. It's definitely not good. I have all the servers working here. Fine. And how come it's saying it? One of the servers is not responding. Severity 1, category availability, explanation, the following servers have not executed any timer jobs in the last 2 hours. This can happen if the server was shut down or lost network. Oh, okay, that was temporary. Okay, so okay, so let's just create a new web application. For that I'm gonna go to manage web applications. I have already created these many web applications. So what's the plan here? Again, according to that those steps, that first step is create a new web application, choose a name, a port, a header, suppose it's a sports your domain name .local, then application pool name and a database name. That's the first step. Then second step is to create a DNS name of your header. Third step is to configure manage path, and fourth step is create a site collection. Last time I was doing it slowly, so now I'm just doing the same thing just to see our environment is working, so I could start with the databases we're creating. So create a site collect. So I'm just gonna go for creating a new web application quickly. So let's do that now. So I'm just gonna go to my server. So you already have one web application by the name of GB intranet, right? Everyone has that. and it was working for some of us. So we're gonna try to create something with totally new name. So let's go for central administration and manage web applications, as I was here before, and then new. So let's create a new web application with totally new site collections. So I'm just gonna click new now. Everyone there? Everyone trying to follow? All right. Okay. So this is new web application, and we can just use the authentication. So later we're going to be using the other claims base as well, but we're going to try to use the Windows Kerberos authentication. So we're still sticking to create a new IIS website name because we want it to be working the first time now, just like last time we were doing that. So instead of putting this port name, we're gonna try to name it according. So if I just put that exams here as the a portal we're creating for exams, where exam news, marks, announcements, whatever is there. So last time we created a site with port 80. So we're gonna stick to this port 16240, but there is that scenario coming where that administration want you to change the port, and you have already created the site, but now how to change a port of a new web application or site collection which is already created. But first we go through creating the our exams portal or site collection, and then we go ahead and try to fix the port if we were to change, and it happens in the production environment as well. So host header was that you would want to independently open this site. So I'm just gonna put here exams dot and the name of or fully qualified domain name. So exams dot shpd domain, in my case .local. Whatever your domain name is, just try to put that, because we're going to create a record or DNS record for that as well. So exams.shpd domain .local. It also creates a virtual directory by this name and the port exams.shpd domain .local. So if you go ahead and then I'm gonna just accept the defaults of all the authentication providers, and then go ahead with the exams URL is okay, zone for now is okay. We're gonna be touching it later, and this is the application pool name, which means the resources of hardware will be available for this application. Okay, so with this pool name, and yeah, the account is okay. Yeah, there's that database. I'm just gonna create, of course, just like last time, we're gonna just give it a meaningful name so we could know which database this new web application is putting its data on. So there's a database name called exams instead of that, all those numbers. Then Windows authentication recommended. We're not going for SQL authentication, and then no service application for now, and we're going for way down and just pressing OK. So until now, what I have done is just go through. I click the new, and then default for authentication, and just put the name as exams. I did not change the automatically generated port. So whatever port you're seeing here, it's okay for now. And I put the host header, for which I will have to put the DNS name as well. Exams dot the domain name or whatever domain name you have, and then this is a URL that's going to be it's saying public URL. We're going to be talking about internet access as well, if we want to make this site available for outside users who are accessing from home or any other areas outside our network. And then the only other change I made was just to change the name of the database that is going to be created for this web application. And the authentication for the database would be Windows authentication, not SQL. And so all access services that are basically by default available service applications, I've just added those, and then I'm just going for pressing OK. So I hope this would be working for everyone till now. And I'm just going to be creating quickly now managed paths, so our concepts would be much clearer. So if anyone is not able to successfully do that, let me know. If you were not able to go ahead with this, so your environment needs nice tune up, and today is, we can call tune up day, so I need to get you guys up to this, whoever is falling behind. Okay, so this web application is being created, the database is being created, the IAS website is being created for this by the name of exams. Okay, it's created now. So anyone following? All right. Okay, so there's that exam. You can see that I have created many others which we did not create together, but I was just testing the environment more and more for more errors, sports and intranet, GB intranet. So right now we're creating exams web application. So right now if I click this exams web application, I have all these options available here, and we're going to talk about extend as well. What is extend? And but right now we need to get this working as soon as possible. Just like last time, I'm just gonna go and try to configure the managed paths. And managed paths was all about that, do you want to just create one site and do not ever expand it, or do you want to create sites and then subsites of those sites and go on? So I'm just going to type here main. So where I'm going, I have selected the newly created web application, and then I went to managed paths for that web application called exams, and then I went for I'm typing now main, and this is where I can select that, okay, this is just going to be one site, I'm never going to expand this site, so I'm gonna select explicit inclusion, and I'm gonna type this main. So this means that whatever I create now with this, I cannot expand that, right? Add path, and then I'm going to again do the for exams there are more sites. I'm just gonna name another one called more sites, and this is going to be wildcard inclusion. Anyone knows what's wildcard inclusion? More than, so you can keep on creating more sites. So add path, I just type more sites, and I kept this option wildcard inclusion and add path. So I'll just press OK now. And how do I create the site collections based on the managed path? Well, I'm just gonna go Now to application management, to create site collections, to make exams portal working with total of 3 different site collections. So if I go to application management, now I can go for create site collections. So if I click that, already it's showing that, oh, okay, you want to create a site collection for exams, but if I don't want to create site collection for the exams, what do? I can just click this drop down, click the change web application, and I could select any of those other web applications that and I could just create more site collections for those, right? But I'm just going to cancel out from here, and this is exams, what is the web application I just created. So I'm just going to create the explicit one, which does not have subsites, so it's main, and then I'm gonna type here, see this drop down menu. So this is where if I select main, you cannot create subsites for that, right? But if the more sites is selected, then you can create more subsites, and you can keep coming here and create. Once you select main here, this is the only time it's going to be selected, and that's it. You cannot create it. But now you see the path, the whole URL for this is http://exams.hptdomain.local:16.240/main. This is the path that it's showing, and this is what we're going to test. So main is your one-stop info for the exams portal. Well, you can just write anything there. Now anything here, I could just select any template. We know that, we know the drill. So till now I selected main, so it's just one-stop site. There are no subsites or extensions to that. So I'm just gonna put one primary site collection administrator. In our case, it's the administrator, although we created those 2 accounts there, but right now we can just give it administrator and check name. So last time we hadn't given quotas. So anyone knows what's quota for in a website? What would you use quota for? Sorry? Limit resources. Suppose, can anyone give me an example of, oh, I put a quota and I was able to stop that person from doing that thing or whatever. So can you give an example of what quota can stop users doing? Obviously, yeah. Upload, yeah. So quota for visiting the site, is that okay? Everyone agrees to that? The quota can be implemented to stop people visiting the site. Yes? No? Well, it just shows there, right? Select a predefined quota template to limit resources used for this site collection. To add a new quota template, go to manage quota template. So if I right click here, this is what we did not do yet last time. If I right click to the manage quota template, if I right click the manage quota template and open in new tab, so oops, sorry. Let me just close all other sites, because quota templates, either we can create from here or we could just go and create it later. Okay. Has anyone tried to open the Coda site? Let me just close all these. I just created those yesterday. So if we want to just click from here, so I create that. When I try to go for this separately, it still opened the same page. If I just, instead of opening a new page and click it, if I don't right click it and just simply click it, then it goes and opens the Coda template page for me. So again, the best way to do is still not to lose this current page where we are trying to configure the site collection for the main site. So I have right clicked the manage Coda template, went to open in new tab. Once it opened in new tab, it actually opened the same page like this first one which we are trying to configure. Then I went and okay, I'll just go back. Then I went and simply clicked it. Instead of right clicked, I clicked it. Now at least I don't lose the previous settings or whatever I was doing before. I was just trying to create a site collection. I did not lose this. So Coda template page is open, and once we are here, there is that edit an existing template. So everyone there? Well, not everyone, of course. So I'm recording this, but today I'm just going to try to help you out with this as well, and try to get you to these things, all these settings that I've been doing. There's a lot of smaller ones, millions of steps that you have to do. So, and your environments, I'm hearing that some of you are having issues with the environment, so we're going to try to figure that out. So what we did not do last time, I'm just trying to touch those things and go ahead. So there is that template to modify personal site. Either we edit an existing template or create a new template, and the new template can be named as the students Coda limit. So exams, the teachers and students might come, but of course whatever is there, mostly it's for the students. I'm just giving any example in Coda right now. So limit site storage to a maximum of. So site storage means what? You're uploading any documents there, any assignments there, then there has to be some kind of storage limit. So if there are like hundreds of students in a program and they're asked to upload the assignments on the exam portal, or any of the supporting documents, maybe videos as well for whatever their projects are, that's going to take a lot of space in the database. So storage can be limited. It's in megabytes. So we could just give per student nowadays storage is good. So 20,000. Okay. So how many gigs is this, or GB or gigabyte is this? 2 GB? This is, I'm giving total of, not per student, it's total Coda. I'm giving 2 GB, right? 20 gigabytes, right? So send warning email when site collection storage reaches. So we can go for 18,000. So when it reaches 18 gigabyte, start giving warning to this site collection. This means that if we have subsites for this whole site collection, they're going to be adding up, or whatever students are uploading from those subsites. This is still one storage for the whole site collection. So Codas, you could increase later the space as well. But this is still something that we should be really careful about, that if we are expecting or anticipating a lot of uploads, we should know that nowadays hard disks are terabytes easily available. So even 20 GB you could just increase to 50 gigs, 50 GB easily, because there are terabytes of space available or even if you this is exam portal, so you could just go for 1 terabyte straight. Anyway, limit maximum usage per day to then there are some points that who is using and who is actually abusing this site and trying to upload a lot of stuff that's not required. So you could just put some points there as well, that okay, you lost these many points because you abused this site, etc., etc. So we just need to understand what is this for, and so we created a new template called the students quota template, just for example, just so you know. Then we are pressing OK here. So when we press OK, we actually came from we clicked this manage quota templates here, and then we tried to work on it. So now it shows here the students quota limit that we created, the name of the template. We were working on the first page actually. So whatever selection we did on the first page, maybe we don't want to lose that. Okay, everything is still okay, and the only thing we wanted to put there, quota, it's not appearing here. Anyone knows why? Or how to make it appear now? Yeah, refresh. Would I lose anything from whatever I selected? Okay, that's probably no. So if I refreshed, and whatever I wrote there, although it was not an essay or whatever I selected here, I selected main, but when I refresh, now I get it. So I could have created some quota templates already before creating the site collections, but I tried to do that while creating a site collection. But when I refreshed, everything was gone, although it's not a big deal, but we get to know that this is something we should do earlier, right? So I'm just gonna put that main again, and again this description of one stop exam site portal, and it's just one main site, and we can just put the template of group work site or document workspace, because we're expecting document uploads. So document workspace, and then we're gonna go for just assigning someone primary site collection administrator. So administrator, when we put there and click check name. So now when we reach the quota limit, we can use that students quota limit template here, which just gives us 20 GB of space total right now. Well, in production environment I would go for 1 tera if this is exam portal and I'm expecting so many students to be uploading so much documentation, but just an example of using the features, how to do that. So I'll just press OK now after doing all these selections. So this is the site collection with the option of main, like we are just using this one site collection, which is not going to have any sub sites created to that, right? So let's see if it actually opens the template. Okay, in my case it has been created, but I would want to know if it really works with, or does it show that template. So if I right click now here and click open in new tab, it just gives me this dead end. Internet Explorer cannot display the web page. So if I go back, okay, there it was, and press OK, at least what I wanted to see was that it's manage web application. There is that exam portal opened, and where's that site collection created for exams web application? So I just created a site collection called main, but where do I go and check that main was created for exam web application? We can go to IIS, but if I want to check from central administration, would you, okay, application management, and then view all site collection here in this under the site collections. If I go there, exactly for exams web application, we have main, exactly. And of course, if the web application was even created, although we see here everything working fine, but definitely as a system administrator, we would want to go for IIS or Internet Information Services Manager here, administrative tools. If I go there and go to IIS Manager, there you go. And did the site get created, the web application? Yes, the exams is there. And the main thing is that if we go to the bindings, after selecting in IIS Manager the exams, we can go to the other side, the right side, and see the bindings there, right? Or do we see bindings here as well? Edit bindings, yeah, here as well. If we right click the exam site, we can see this, or we can go here, bindings. If we go to bindings, this is what we want to make sure. Oh, it is port 16240. Without putting that port, we can't even open this site anywhere, right? So let's try to open that. Okay, it's created here. And also, just like last time, I'm just gonna quickly try to see if the database with the exams name was also created. So I'm just gonna go to all programs, wherever the database, wherever the SQL Server was installed. In my case, it was Server 03. So I would want to go for here SQL Server Management Studio, just like last time. So because today we're gonna be creating some more databases as well for some extra site collections. So I was just creating all that environment so we could know that. So I'm just logging into the SQL Server Management Studio. As soon as I see that, okay, SQL Server agent is not started, or it is showing me the cross, red cross, so I would want to start the service, and it should be showing green here. So when I right click and click start here, start, right? So this message appears here. So I'm just gonna press yes. It's gonna start that SQL Server agent. What I wanted to see was that the database got created or not. It's not, I think your SharePoint or your database should not be as messy as mine is. So so many databases created here, but my exams database is there, which I'm going to be creating more databases later, and we're going to create a use case that why are we doing that. But the main thing is that if this database is created, now I'm going to create 2 more or 3 more site collections. I'm going to start populating this web application. So already I have one site collection called main, which is the explicit one. Now I'm going to create 3 more. Last time we created just 2 more. So 3 more, but you're going to see that we do not have a choice of database. We're going to create 3 site collections one by one quickly, but it's going to be all getting created in one database. So that's this WSS underscore content underscore exams database. So I just wanted to say that, okay, whatever we create for this web application will be created in that one database. We don't have a choice to create a new database while we are creating a site collection. So how to create second, third, fourth. So I'm just gonna go and go to the center administration, I want to create some more portals, some more site collections for the exams portal. So again, I'm going to go to create site collection. Exams web application is still there. But this time I want to use more sites. I do not want to use the explicit one or just a single site. I want to have extra sites created. Okay, I came to this, but I did not make sure that the previous one is even working. So I'll just keep it here or cancel out or whatever. But I'm just gonna go back to that URL where it was supposed to at least open that template, with this URL. So I'm gonna select this template, select that URL, copy that. Let's check it on our domain controller, Internet Explorer, or domain controller browser, or the server 2 browser, or if we have Windows 7 joined to the domain, Windows 8 or Windows 10, which we did not create yet. So any other machine other than where we created this template. So I'm just going to go to server 1, the domain controller, just to check if the first site collection I created, is it even working. So Explorer, if I open that, well, there are some sites already open, so I'm just going to close all those and open an Internet Explorer. Okay, I'm just going to select and right click and paste. That's the exams portal we had just created. Let's see, and here it does not show anything. If I put home here. So anyone else, did you try this and is it opening for you? Okay, so I'm just gonna close from here as well. Yeah, so it's not opening right now. Let's check one more thing here. I'm just gonna go back to server 03, and here the site got created in the IIS, or Internet Information Services, right? That IIS is still open. Let me close that IIS. So start on server 3. I'm going for Internet Information Services Manager again, and this is the exams site that was created. So I'm just going to select that server name in the IIS, and to your right side you see restart here, IIS and restart, right? So I'm just going to click restart. Okay, yeah, it restarted. So this is also in command prompt, we can type IIS reset, and let's go back and check. So I'm just checking on different servers, and HTTP exams shpd.local:16.240/main. So it's not opening for everyone, right? Okay, let's go ahead and try to create this second and third, then we're gonna come back here and try to make it work. So what I'm doing is giving it a little time to think. Okay, so I'm back on my server 03, and this is the second and first. Okay, so what I was doing on server 03, I was creating a second site collection with the more sites option. So I'm just gonna go ahead for exams. I could just say that it's IT program. So there's the exam portal, and then there's the IT program site collection or exam web application. I'm creating IT program site collection. So I'll exam all docs related to IT. Just giving a quick explanation. And then there's that IT only. I'm just gonna type here for more sites. Okay, so we're still expecting documents upload there. So I'm just gonna go for, you know, any other site. Okay, document workspace, group work site. Let's just check all the other templates as well. So I typed here IT group work site, then a primary site collection administrator, and check name. When we check name, it should, by now it should have grabbed that domain administrator, unless my domain administrator is having some problem. Domain, no, it's okay. Okay, now it grabbed that Active Directory. So this is the domain administrator for our domain. Okay, which administrator is this? Anyone knows that? There is a domain administrator, right?
No.
It's the local administrator. So how do I type domain administrator here? Well, I type. So my domain, shpt domain. I'm not gonna type the suffix or .local, just / administrator. If I check name now, does it underscore it, underline it, which means it detects it or not? People picker. Okay, so if it underlines, yeah, it got it. So, and quota, well, so let's just leave the quota for this one. We did select the quota for the first one, right? For the second one, which is the IT, we're not selecting any quota. So press OK. It's gonna create the second one. I'm just gonna quickly create the third one and fourth one, so we could later create 2 more databases and move these 2 of the sites to the 2 extra databases. So I'm just creating IT here. Okay, so I'll simply right click here, open a new tab. On the same server, normally it does not seem to work, but on the other servers also for now. If I go to Internet Explorer, so it's just giving this page. Is it giving this page for everyone? Well, no page at all. Is it giving no page at all for everyone? I added it to the save sites. Yep. Exactly. So we're gonna keep creating 2 more and then come back later for this. So let's create. So I've created one main, which is explicit, second, which is more sites, and the subsite I created is IT. Now this is the main web application is exams. So IT, then I'm just gonna keep going back again just to create 2 more sites now, site collections, so we could make our web application a bit bigger for the newly created databases as well that we need to migrate. So I'm just gonna keep going back, so we are very familiar with if we are creating a bigger portal for exams. So what do I do now? Okay, third site collection. Okay, so I'm just gonna go for Sorry. Yeah. Oh. Okay. So okay, video or assignment. Sorry. Yeah, let's try to make. Okay, assignment here. So there will be another site, and I'm just gonna copy. Let's make it quick now. Assignment, and let's just keep seeing more templates here. Decision meeting, social meeting workspace. Okay, social meeting, not good, but okay, not good for this. So choosing template is something we can do in the production environment carefully. Here I'm just putting randomly anything. Assignment, third site collection now, and primary site collection administrator. So again, it will be shpt domain /administrator. So if we select the local administrator, is there any problem with that? If we select a local administrator here instead of domain administrator, is there any problem with that? Should we do that? Is it a best practice? Well, local administrator is just local, right? So it does not have domain-wide privileges for anything. So definitely the first site collection we created, we gave local administrator, right? So we're gonna just change that too. So I'm just putting quickly. Now I'm just gonna put the quota for this one, but it's just for using the feature and knowing that it's there. Okay, so 3 site collections created. Again, right click, open a new tab. I'll just put it on the domain controller once we go with that step to get the header working. So I'm just putting these sites here. Press OK. So I'm just going to quickly create the last site collection, so we have enough sites to migrate from one database to another. So assignment and then grades. Okay, so for this exam, web application, this is the third site collection, which is grades, and just put that there as well. Control C, Control V. Just put anything there. Publishing portal. Okay, just watching some more templates. shpt domain /administrator. Check name. Quota or no quota, it's up to you. But the main thing is that we just created total of 4 site collections. Press OK. So still create the 4th one. Now if this is going to process and of course create the 4th site collection. If I go to my slide now, the major steps for creating working site collection. Second step was, so we were just doing the first step where we were creating the site collections, web application. No, sorry. We did step 1, step 3, step 4, and did not do step 2. So create a DNS name for your header as an FQDN and the IP address of the SharePoint server on which you are hosting it. So we keep creating site collections and try to put it on browser, right? They were independent. They were supposed to independently open, but they were not opening. So now this step, which was supposed to be the second one without the DNS a record created for the web application, we are now we're not going to be able to see it working, right? So these are the 5 steps that and we were checking on another computer. We were doing everything other than creating the DNS name, right? So what's the DNS name for that? Anyone knows that? So if I go to my DNS server now, if I go to the server 1, this is my DNS server, and I open the DNS, so administrative tools and the DNS here. So anyone remembers that what a record am I supposed to create? So yeah, exactly, it's a new host, A or AA record, but it's A record for IPv4, AA4 v6, but we are using the IPv4 or the 32-bit IP address. So if I open this window now, anyone knows what to write here? So we created a new web application. Its name is exams. Okay, that's exactly. What are we writing here? Anyone knows that? Actually, I gave the clue already. If I start typing here, what's the name of our web application again? Anyone knows that? Name of the web application? Exams. Yeah. So if I type here exams, it's going to automatically populate that here in the DNS A record. And which server is hosting that web application? 3, which is in my case 192.168.200.3. So was it exam or exams? S? There was S, right? Oh, no. There was no S? Oh yeah, there is. In the background there's yep. So it's exams S. Okay, if I click add host now and press OK, done. So there is that exams A record with the IP address created for that particular web application, right? I have also created as a practice, just for practice my environment, a GB intranet 1 and intranet as well, which we created last time, sports as well, which I just create for practice only, right? Just to check if my environment is up and running. So right now I created which was the second step I wrote in the web application, or in the slide. So if I go to those, so every step is crucial. So now what I did before was first, third, fourth, and fifth step I kept on doing for 4 site collections. Now I have performed the second step. So let's check if those applications which we're trying to open, do they open now? But before trying to do that, I'm on domain controller again. There are 2 commands we always, if we want to see the results now, we give 2 commands for DNS. ipconfig space /flush DNS, ipconfig space /register DNS. Although just flush DNS also would do, but let's just see the results quickly. So on this domain controller or the first server, if I go to the command prompt, so since I made a DNS change here, I want to see the results quickly. Name resolution should be quickly done. So ipconfig /flush DNS. Flush is the current configuration of current entries for the DNS, and then up arrow ipconfig space /register DNS. Okay. So let's check now. So I'm just gonna do that on same IP config flush DNS register DNS on the third server as well. IP config / flush DNS register DNS, and also on the second server flush DNS. It just refreshes the name resolution for on this server, the current local entries. It flushes and then requests the entries, latest entries for the name and IP address of the servers again from the DNS. So register DNS. Okay. So I'm back on my server 03. This was the fourth site collection created. So now it asks for at least credentials. So it's reaching to that IIS website. So administrator were the credentials, and then it is, since this is where it is hosting, so I just went for the grades site collection. It did not show, it's showing me a blank page here. But if I check the same site or other site collections, which we created on other servers, now it's showing the credentials, which is supposed to, because we have put the credentials there. If we put it to anonymous, it's not going to ask for credentials, it's just going to go ahead, right? But let's see if it is doing something for that. Yep, it's trying to work, and it's what I'm trying to open is assignment site collection. There you go. Okay, so well, this is the template for that. I just chose a random template. Then if we go back to IT, we had a separate template for that. Refresh, it's working on it. Okay, well, still working on it. So assignment is open. The assignment site collection is open. What about the main site collection? Okay, as long as it's asking for credentials, we're okay. Wherever I just put those URLs on other servers' browsers. So yeah, it's opening the template for the main, which was the explicit one. It's opening the template for the wildcard site collections, which can have subsites and can keep on expanding. So IT was there, then there's assignment, and the final one was grades. So grades, so where you create this, it's there's some known issue with SharePoint that maybe we did not add all the hotfixes, so it is not opening on this the server where it was created. But if we go to other servers, so I'm just opening the third site collection now, which is this one. Okay, so this is also created, Adventure Works. So the templates are opening fine now. Okay, all templates are opening fine. So what we see from here is that all those site collections we created. So where are those site collections that we created? If you want to see, first we created a web application called exams. And now if we want to see how many site collections we have created for that one web application, so again, to the application center administration, then application management. If I go to view all site collections, I have created, or we have created 4 site collections now. But we can see that so I have clicked on main, right? That's the first one. Then if I click on the assignment, So first on main, you can see the database name is WSS Content Exams. Assignment, grades, IT. It's the same database, right? Exact same database. So what if there are huge amount of uploads and the database starts performing bad? Although we put quotas there, that's going to save us a lot of bad performance. Users will not be able to upload or misuse at least our portals because we have put quotas there. But suppose we did not put quotas, then that one database is getting all the uploads and inputs and all the documentation, whatever is whatever collaboration is going on for site collection of assignments, site collection of grades, site collection of IT, and the main site. It's all going inside this database. So then there's that best practice of if you suspect that there will be lots and lots of data being uploaded, you should be actually creating new databases and then moving the current site collections from the same database it was created in. Whichever site collection you want to move to, whichever database you create, you should do that. One scenario is this, that improve performance by creating extra databases and then move the site collection to those newer databases. One scenario is this. Second scenario is this, that if we, so you can see that exams shpd domain.local, this is the URL for the site. But do you see this weird port name here, 16240? So the management says, hey, doesn't look professional, and can you just change this port name, or can you just make it disappear? The port name should not appear at all while the website keeps on opening, or all the sites keep on opening. So two scenarios here: get rid of the port name or change it. Suppose you want to put some other port name. This port name was being used by something else, which is a very rare thing, that it might be used by something else, some other application. So, or you want to get rid of the port name entirely. Do you know which port name does not appear if you put that port name there? Yeah, 80 does not appear here. It's understood by the browser, right? So how do we get rid of the port name is the four-step process. It's a bit risky if you have worked a lot. Suppose for 6 months you've been really working on that portal. There's so many collaboration going on by hundreds of users or thousands of users, and then the management says this does not. I saw on another intranet in another college or a company, they don't use the port name, doesn't show. So the CEO says, or the higher management says, okay, get rid of the port name. That could be a issue, and this happens. This really happens. That you're in that situation where you have to change it. So two things: databases and port names. So before that, has everyone reached this? Has everyone created 4 sites till now? So I wanted to also see, because there were some emails that I am facing issues. I cannot make this is not working or that is not working. So I wanted to see your computers as well, that if there are any issues, you can just let me know. So I just created this web application again with all those site collections, and we are seeing that they're all opening fine and working on the servers, other servers. All of them are opening fine. So are they opening at your computers? Are you having some SQL server related problems? Are you not able to create web application at all? So there were some emails as well. So you can tell me. I could briefly pause this and resuming now. So we're gonna be creating some databases now. So assignment was there, slash assignment, and then there was oh sorry, slash more sites and then assignments, more sites slash assignment. Then there was slash more sites and IT, and then there was slash more sites and grades. So there is everything on one database right now. Now we're going to create two more databases, and we're going to pretend that okay, IT and assignments are going to have a lot of document uploads coming. So that's why we're going to be putting in the database. Let me just put that there. Yeah, now we can see. So we're gonna create a new database, and we're going to put this site collection on second database. So assignment, we're expecting a lot of load from there, and then there is that exams and okay, IT. So we're expecting a lot of traffic from or upload documentation of all types, videos being uploaded from these programs. So we're going to be creating the databases and then moving these sites from this database. So right now all site collections are saving everything here on this one database. Instead we're going to be separating at least assignment to this database and IT to this database. So this is going to be a bit tricky. If we go and check our single database right now, which is hosting all these 4 site collections, and there is no load right now, but there's going to be a lot of load coming our way. Suppose we are expecting that and we're anticipating that. So I would want to go and check. So all these sites we already checked are, I'm back on my server 03, and I'm checking that okay, all site collections I had to create on this database called WSS content exams, and this database is located where? So I'm going to just open that SQL Server Management Studio, and I'm already connected to I have that machine name there. So I'm just going to be going to the databases, and this is the database exams that is containing all 4 site collections. I'm going to create 2 more databases here for this exams, and we have to give those names as well: exams underscore IT and exams underscore assignment. So we could come up with something new. This is where we're gonna check back later. I'm gonna close this now, the Management Studio, SQL Management Studio, and so where are our databases showing here? So if I go to Central Administration now, and then we can go for Application Management here, Application Management. Then we see here Databases and Manage Content Databases. So Application Management, Manage Content Databases. If we go to Manage Content Databases, which is showing here in the path as well, now we can see that this is the only database here for this web application. What if I want to see which database is connected to my other web application? So it is, if I change web application while I'm in the databases area, I can see all these web applications. I created this GB intranet. I think you also created GB intranet, right? And then there is intranet, then there is sports. I can see the databases of all these web applications from this area. But what I'm interested right now is to see the database of exams only. So if I click exams, this is the web application selected. Okay, this is the database where all the site collections of exams are residing, and all the configuration is being saved here in this database. If I go inside this database, I click this, and I click that again, and one day it's going to open. Okay, today, yeah. So this page is not encrypted for secure communication, usernames, yeah, whatever. So database information is here. We can simply stop the database. Maybe there is some corruption going on, and we can put that database offline whenever we want, and all the 4 site collections will not be able to upload anything, any content to those sites if we take this database offline. And then there is database capacity settings, number of sites before a warning event is generated. The database will generate a warning event when there are 2000 sites you have created, and maximum number of sites that can be created in this database, 5000 sites can be created. So that's a lot of them. And we put the quota of 20 GB per site collection if we implemented or attached that quota template. Then there is search server, search Microsoft SharePoint Foundation search server. So well, we did not configure that yet. Remove content database. If we click this remove content database, let's not click that, but I just click to show that. So if I click remove content database, there are sites stored in this content database. If you remove the database, those sites will no longer be accessible to users. Click OK to remove the database, or cancel to leave the database connected. I would cancel definitely, but the one thing I wanted to show here, that it's not going to delete your content. It's just going to disconnect your database from your site collections, right? Still, dangerous option. When you go inside a database, all these options are, you should be very careful. We should be very careful about that. And then there's all the other options. We're going to be going for timer jobs later as well, just to check. But this is the internal. These are the internal options of this database, the only database which is hosting 4 site collections, right? So I'm just going to cancel out from here. I'm not making any changes to this database because all my 4 site collections are added here. But I want to create another database, a second database. So there's that add a content database option here on the top left, add a content database. So if I click here, add a content database, now select a web application, it asks. So I'm exactly for exams I'm creating. If I wanted to create a database for some other web application, I have this option, right? But I'm just gonna stick to exams. Database server, yes, it's the same server where the SQL server is installed. The only thing I'm concerned here is that I already have a database by the name of WSS content exams. Now I want to change that. I want to have a unique name, of course. So still that weird GUID number or global unique identifier, this number I'm deleting for this newly created database. And well, the database I'm about to create, but I have to put some naming to really know which web application this database is being created for. So, and which site collection this database is being dedicated for, or being created for. So I'm just putting exams and ID. I know there's a site collection called IT. So I'm just going to create a database by that name, so easily I could just attach that or move that site collection called IT from the previous database to this new database. So Windows authentication, the rest is all okay. Like Windows authentication, failover database. If this database had very, very important data, actually for us as an administrators, every database is important, right? But sometimes there is that database where the bosses have their documents and those accountants who write our checks. So we love those guys, right? The salary, right? Anyway, so any important database, you would want to go for failover database as well. There is a thing called failover clustering for database. You may have heard that. Clustering just means that there are 2 servers one server is on active mode, second server is on passive mode, and the active mode always is active with all the connections, user connections, if and everything is being copied to the passive server, and it's on the standby second server. So if there was a clustering of SQL Server we had arranged for this particular database, we would have named that other database server here. And in active passive, the only thing is when active goes down, what happens? The passive takes over, and the user doesn't know that there was a crash of a SQL server, or we just lost one SQL server, because there is an exact copy in the clustering available. So if that was the case, we would have put that server here. But now we know that failover database, it's active passive mode, and it's just for high availability. If we lose one database server, the second one would still run the show or keep the connectivity intact. Okay, so we don't have that. Search server, yes, it's going to provide the SharePoint search server, search services. Database capacity planning, we can just number of sites before. Yeah, this is the defaults for that warning will be sent on if you have created 2,000 sites, and 5,000 sites is the maximum we can create for these databases. So I'm just gonna press OK. Now what I changed here is just the name, nothing else, right, for this web application. So database, press OK, and it's processing now. I had created my own screenshots as well, just so I should not lose any or forget any smaller step, because there are always in Windows, so many small steps. You miss one step and that's it, the whole environment goes down. So you should have your own documentation. I have my own documentation, but as far as the databases are concerned, now there are two databases, right? There is that PowerShell command, although we can create the third database right now quickly, but any knowledge is any level. Whatever knowledge you get is always important. So I just wanted to go for that PowerShell command that creates that database for us. This is the GUI one, and so this is the command that I'm going to put there just for our practice, that if we want to create another database through PowerShell, so new-sp content database minus name, the name of the database that we were putting there, WSS content videos. Well, there it is, videos. We're gonna put exams dash, I think, grades, or IT we already created, assignment, exams underscore assignment. Then there is minus web application. This is the web application we need to put there, I mean the correct one, not this one. So http:// exams.shpt domain.local. If we put that syntax correct, we will be able to create a database correctly. So where do we go to create a PowerShell? Through PowerShell, the database, we go to server 3 and then start all programs and PowerShell 2010 SharePoint 2010 products. There is that management shell for SharePoint. So since you guys are experts, okay, you have done the course for PowerShell, right? Or you're doing the course for PowerShell, right? So what's the difference between SharePoint 2010 management shell and this PowerShell here for Windows? Yep.
Certain commands or flags would be in the SharePoint, then it would be in the regular default. You have to
import the module for that.
Yeah, module for it.
Exactly. Cool, thanks. Okay, so we're going to just go straight to this. We have also Active Directory PowerShell module as well, which is on the domain controller, of course. But we're going to go for SharePoint because we need all the SharePoint commands for that, right? Commandlets. So I'm just going to start this PowerShell for SharePoint and quickly give that command. So cd /, it's just going to give me that. Now, what's the command for creating? So I'm just gonna try to make sure that I don't forget. That's why I created that screenshot. So new sp content database minus name and the name of the database, right? So new SP content database. So I have to go back and forth just to put that command, but when we put that, so new SP, and if I put C and try to press tab and autocomplete that, central administration, nope. Claim, okay, there are too many. So CONT, content database, okay. And minus name, what is the name of the database we want to create? WSS underscore content underscore I think it was exams underscore assignment. We did not create the assignment database, or did we? Yeah, we did not. Okay, cool. Yeah, there it is. So WSS underscore content underscore exams underscore assignment, and then there's that minus new web application, but I just want to make sure I don't miss any syntax. So this is the name, then minus web application and the exact path. So that does not seem like a big challenge, but let's see. There's always those embarrassing moments. Minus web application, application, yeah, it auto completes, and then http://exams.shpt domain.local/ colon. Okay, I need the port, and it's not there. Okay, it is there now, and coming back to PowerShell. So exams, there it is. So colon 16240 16240. I think that's it. In the screenshot, I did not have to, put that because it's in the screenshot it's using port 80, but here we are using a separate port, so we have to mention that. Let's press enter and hope for the best. Oh, come on, don't give me red lines. Okay. So SP content. Okay, good. So one database we create from graphical interface. Second, we create from PowerShell. Those who are trying, you've got the syntax? Cool. You're trying? All right. Okay. Not working? Ouch. Okay. Come on, man. Stay in there. Hang in there. Get it back up. You can do it. Okay. So let's just see the proof. Is this database there? So WSS content exams assignments. So if I go back there and F5 for refresh, yeah, there it is. So now we have 3 databases total, but one database which was created when the web application was created. Now that database has current number of site collections 4. We want to change these numbers. We do not want all site collections to be residing on one database. Now we have 2 databases as well. So one of the site collections should be here. So this database should be showing 1, and this database should be showing 1, right? So now we're going to go and try to do that. So next screenshots, I'm just going to be very careful to not mess with that. So okay, well, let's just go and check our actual management studio as well. And so I'm just gonna go and on server 3 and check the management studio, where, yeah, there it is. So management SQL Server Management Studio, does those 3 database exist, or the 2 new database exist? So if I go way down here, yep, so exams was already there, assignment and IT are there now, so we're good. Okay, this database had this port, but we don't need the port. Okay, so let's go ahead. Yep, this is confirmed. We got the database created, showing here as well as there. So let's go ahead and migrate. We cannot call it migrate, we can just call it move. And am I recording this? Oh, thank God. Okay, numbers should be moving. Okay, so I'm just gonna go to some of the screenshots just to make sure I don't miss anything. Okay, the move cannot be done from the graphical interface. The moving of the site collections for the databases is only done on PowerShell. So I'm just going for the syntax now, or the command let move-sp site, then the name of the site, http://internet/coms or project/eq. So till the end with the whole URL, then minus destination database. Okay, not very complicated. So move-sp site, the whole site URL, then there is minus destination database. That's all. Move-sp site. So let me put it on a notepad. It's gonna be easier now. So notepad, there you are. Okay, so okay, move-sp site, the URL which I'm just going to put there, and then minus destination database. Okay, so now I need to fill this. So I'm just going to Control A, Control C, Enter, Control V. So I need to fill these lines with the correct URLs. So the URLs were there. Exams, assignment, I wanted to move the assignment one. So I'm just going to select from the URL here, which I opened already, or I could grab it from the other servers where they're already open actually. So this is not the pages and everything, just the URL of the site. So there's IT and assignment I need to move, right? So if I go to the working sites, this is the assignment one. This is the correct URL which I did copy from before as well. More sites, so the port number, more sites, and assignment. If I just right click and copy this, but not the default and .asp and everything. So if I go back here to notepad and try to put it here, in the end I'm just gonna paste the whole PowerShell command and expect it to work. So more sites, assignment, I think that makes sense. So for the second line, you would guess that I'll just have to copy this same and just paste it here. And what do I need to change? IT. Although I'm sure this is this, but there's that bad habit of, hey, double check it, which is not a bad habit actually. When it comes down to making changes for thousands of users, it's always a good habit to double and triple check even simplest things. But this command is still not complete. So move site, which site? The more sites assignment and the more sites IT, which are the site collections, and move to where? So destination database for the assignment was WSS underscore content underscore exams underscore assignment. Okay, when it gets complicated, when it gets longer, it really gets on the nerves. So, and then the second database name was IT. Is that so? So let me just check again. Yep. So one database name is assignment, the spellings are correct, and one database name is IT. So instead of zeros, what are we expecting here? One site should be moving here to assignment, and one site should be moving to IT. Well, easier said than done. So this is the first command is ready to move this site to this database. So I'm just going to copy the first one, move SP site, and put it to PowerShell, paste. Yep. Okay, so move SP site, and here goes nothing, and just fingers crossed. Oh, okay, confirm. Are you sure you want to perform this action? Yeah, whatever. Performing operation, moves SP site on target, blah blah blah. Okay, yeah. So yes to all. Enter. Okay, good. Warning: IIS must be restarted before this change will take effect. To restart IIS, open a command and type IIS reset. Guys, it seems the command ran successfully. I just need to, before I restart the Internet Information Services server, I need to migrate or move, not migrate, move the second site collection to the database as well. So in only one attempt, I should just have to do one IIS reset, right? So I'm just going to go for the second command now, and let's copy paste this as well. If the names and spellings are correct for the site collection and the database, then we go to the PowerShell and paste, and here goes nothing again. Alright, now we can do the Internet Information Server restart, or IIS reset, as the command shows here. So I'm just going to go for IIS reset, enter, attempting to stop, and then it's going to start the IIS manager, attempting start. And well, if it was successful, it says here, what are we expecting on our site administration? So it should be showing 1, right? Assignment should be showing 1. This means that this database has one site collection, and this database has one site collection. Then we're going to go to the site collection as well and confirm. So F5. If it was done, or if it is still happening in the background. Let's see. Alright, so site collection exam assignment and site collection exams IT both have been moved from this content exams database to the content exam assignment database and content exam IT. This means we have increased, there's now better performance we're expecting from these site collections. Even if the load is heavy, those site collections have their own database now. But I would want to confirm from the sites as well if they are showing these databases as well. So if I go to application management and go to where? View all site collections. So main is showing WSS content exams database. Assignment should be showing now a different database. Exactly, it is showing different database. Grades should be showing still the same database as the main, and the IT should be showing the IT database, which it is showing. So we have successfully moved the sites from one database to 2 different databases, increasing the performance. And of course, if the this database goes down, at least the IT and assignment databases will not be affected unless the whole SQL Server goes down, right? Database level issues can also be separated now by creating separate databases. Okay, and this is for database moving. There is another scenario that we were talking about that you want to get rid of. So your higher management says that you want to get rid of the port, and it should work as well. So we have done some of the tasks here. And now if we want to get rid of this port 40276, in fact this is not the port, this is the port for the other server. This is the port for this web application is 16240. We want to get rid of this port and still want it to work. So when we type exams.domain name, we should not be typing :port. This means port 80 should be taken here, or we need to change the port to 80. Okay, it could break the whole thing. So, but the procedure for this, at least, is that since it's a private lab, and we have just made the move for this web application called exams.shpd domain.local, but we have other web applications as well where we can do this port experiment, right? So if I go to Center Administration and go to Manage Web Applications, I have GB Intranet 1, which has the port 25284, and each of them have different ports generated. But when we created this first site web application, we gave it port 80. So when it opens there in the browser, it does not show any port, right? So I'll just try to play with some other one, because we did a lot of effort on exams. I don't want it to, there could be some uncalled for errors, unexpected errors. So if you have any other web application, I think we created last time GB Intranet, right? Everyone has GB Intranet available? You have GB Intranet, right? So this we're going to try to experiment on, or at least if there's a private environment, at least you get to know that if you are told to change the port, what are the steps, and if it works or not. So I'm just gonna go to my forum where I uploaded this info. So this is very handy for me, at least, that how to change the port of a web application. So idprofcourses.boards.net. I did suggest that create your accounts there, so you would be updated with all those new articles I'm adding, and I have to add those articles for my reference especially as well, so you get also that information. How to change the port of a web application in SP 2010. So somebody did a real digging into how to safely change a port and not break anything. We're going to discover now if we do break anything or not. But this is on blogs.msdn. The steps are these: open Center Administration site, go to Manage Web Application, choose the web application, and in the ribbon, click on the arrow below Delete Web Application, choose Remove SharePoint from IIS website. In the pop-up box, make sure that the right IIS site is chosen and click yes and OK. Make sure it is also deleted from IIS. I'm going to do these 3 steps now, and in the Center Administration site, click on the site again, and now click on Extend in ribbon, fill in the details with the required port number. Okay, so I'm going to go these steps. I'm going to do these steps. So before that, I'll just make sure, is it even working? I mean, before I do anything. So I'm just going to go for GB Intranet 1. Do I have any site collections connected to that? Where do I go and check? Application Management, view all site collections, and GB Intranet. Change web application here. GB Intranet 1. So I think we created the site one main, and other was if you are there, you could say that because I had to delete my projects. Then there was projects and 2. Yeah. Okay. Thanks. So we have these, and they are opening fine for everyone. So if I want to check that if it's opening fine, I have this full URL. So I'll just copy this and go to my other server. Okay, so administrator, because after doing the port change, we need to check that again. Is it blank? No, it's still loading. Okay, so this means it will work. Yeah, it works. Okay, so we're gonna make sure that it does work. So it did open the template. So I'm just gonna go to the central administration or application management. Now I'm just gonna try to change the port for this. I want to get rid of this port number. For that, I'm going for manage web applications. Which one? The GB intranet. It has 25284 in my case. Do you have GB intranet and do you see a port? Do you see a port other than 80? It's already 80, right? For everyone. And is it opening for anyone on any other server? Yes? Okay, cool. Did anyone else check that? GB intranet, is it opening for you? Okay. In your case, it is 80 right now. So, well, I'm just going there. I'm going to be getting rid of this. And I want to put it to port 80 and then see if it broke, or if something broke inside, or is it still intact. So you can just see that this procedure, because you already have port 80. Otherwise, it's a private lab. Just go ahead and put any other port, right? Or if I'm putting this, I'm putting 80 against this port instead of this, you can just go from 80 to this one, 25 to 84, or any other. But you get to know how to change the port, and this might come in the production environment that they would ask you to change it. So this is the way. So it is selected here, and so after selecting this, the whole ribbon just gets activated, and there's that delete button. Under the delete button is remove SharePoint from IIS website. So if I remove SharePoint from IIS website, it's not going to delete the whole site itself. So I just click that under the delete, the remove, the second one. And yes, it is the GB intranet one, so the correct site. And I'm saying that delete IIS websites. Okay. And let's create this again. So in my case, nothing is there, so that's why I'm taking that risk. So I'm just selecting that delete IIS websites as well, because the port change has to propagate to the IIS server as well. If it does not propagate there, it's not going to work. So SharePoint port change as well as IIS port change, it has to happen on both areas. So this is the way to do it for the site that you just created, but you did not work on it. If you were working and there's a lot on stake, don't go this way. There are other ways, longer ways as well, right? But at least this is knowledge that we should have, that okay, we can just change the port while we didn't do anything more important. So press OK here. I did not delete from SharePoint anything. In the background, I just deleted its sites on the IIS manager. So GB intranet 1 is there, and still it is working on it. So I'll let it work on it. Okay. It's in shock. Come on, come on, come on. Okay, so, well, it's still there, but and the port we need to change this one. And although IIS Manager would now show different story for that. So if I go to IIS Manager, GB Intranet was there. If I refresh the IIS Manager, of course, what I did was I removed everything from IIS there. The content of the site is still there in the database, not in IIS Manager, right? Okay, so now I need to go to this option, extend, but I'll just check on my forum. So make sure it's also delete from IIS. Yes, I made sure. In the center administration site, click on the site again, and now click the extend. Fill in the details with the required port. Yeah, okay. Yep, I'm going fine. So server 3 selected, GB Intranet 1, extend is what I'm doing here. When I click extend for this GB Intranet 1, now I would just put the same name here for the IIS website. It's going to create the new IIS website for this, but now it's giving me the chance to put the port here. So, right, GB Intranet 1 is the name for the IIS website which I just deleted. Remember that the content should be there in the database, not in IIS website. We did not lose the content, right? We just deleted the IIS website. Well, let's see. Okay, so in the port, yes, I wanted, higher management was saying get rid of this and no port, so I'm just putting 80 here. You could just put, you know, that port which I just removed, just to see if the port change really works. Okay, the rest of this is just you know, authentication provider is okay, anonymous no, SSL no, I'm not doing yet, and this is the public URL which I do not want, but I did change the port up there, so this should also be changed when I press OK. Oh, this is the server actually for the public URL from outside. So press OK, and there's that error. Yay! What? Okay, so did anyone who was following me get this error? If you got this error as well? Who else? Anyone else was following? So the IIS website you have selected is in use by SharePoint. That's why. Oh, sorry. Of course. You must select another port or host name. So it's saying this port is already being used. Okay. Okay. Well, I can go back, extend again for the GB Intranet 1. So now can I get rid of the port? So I can give any other port, but that's not going to, you know, port 80 is the one that's going to, we can get rid of. It's saying that the port is there, is in use, being used, in use by other sites, or maybe I should just give more time for IIS to clean up. If I go for IIS, I don't have anything with GB Intranet. Refresh, close. Oh, shall I restart the IIS? Okay. Since it's a private lab, I'm just doing extra stuff. So I restarted the IIS as well. So whatever was deleted, please confirm it, Mr. IIS. So now GB Intranet 80. Just wanted to make sure. And also GB Intranet 1 host header. Sorry, I did not put that. .shpt domain, although I think that same error might come. GB Intranet 1 .shpt domain .local, and DNS A record is already created for this. The rest is still okay. Well, now it changed the port. Press OK, and it changed the URL as well. Did anyone who was calling restart the IIS reset? So now I redid it and put the same name there, and I think it's creating the site for this web application in the IIS again. So anyone did that? IIS reset? Yes? Okay. Anyone from this side doing this lab? Sorry? 80, yeah. Oh, you changed the port to another one? Okay. And it's working? Okay. You got an error? Okay, fine. Okay, well, it's not showing me, it's still showing me the port. What do I do? Of course, well, it's still doing the, oh yeah, refresh thing. Anyone on this side working? Okay. Hey, what happened? So that side is still, you know, there are one or two guys working. Okay, yeah, I got rid of the port. So this is it. Now, is it intact? Is it working? So I got rid of the port, and this is the new URL instead of the, you know, extra port one as well. So I'm just gonna go back there and double check if GB into I1. So instead of this port, enter, and it's waiting now. The DNS was already there for that web application header. Okay, it's asking for administrator. And yeah, well, yep, without port it loaded the same template. Refresh. Okay, not this port. It has cached that information. Yep, so it's working fine. All right, so waiting. So guys, next class, next Tuesday is the last one, right? So screenshot, plus we'll be having some more you know, labs, and I might be sending some more without even the class. So that's for your on record as well, that you just have to repeat that lab, and you know, send the screenshots. And if your screenshots are here, your marks are going to be okay. I will see the screenshots as well, so don't. There was 2 or 3 screenshots. I mean, one student sent a screenshot, sir, I was not able to do that. In the screenshot there was an error, the lab was not complete, but outside it looked like, you know, there was an email with screenshot. So if I just see the email and don't open that, it means that, okay, there are the screenshots. When I opened it, it was error. So I said, requested, please can you send with the working lab, not the errors lab. So if that was the intention, that, you know, you were sending the errors, you should be asking, hey, teacher, I'm getting this error, so can you help me? There was no such thing. So please, if there's error, please involve me and ask me, and I will try to help you, and we'll try to troubleshoot. But screenshot has to be of a working lab, no errors, please. So that's so I could just easily give marks, all the marks that for a correct and successful lab, the marks that goes with those. Okay, so what we did today was we created a web application environment, and we created 4 site collections. Then we created 2 databases, and we moved 2 site collections to the other databases, and then we changed the port as well. And I tried to see some of your computers. If there were any issues, please try to send those screenshots which you're working on right now as well, so we could complete that exam objective. So I'm just gonna send. We're gonna be doing a lot of other critical tasks for SharePoint next Tuesday. I wanted to go very fast, but I went a bit slow because I wanted you to really be on the page. But you know, we're not as fast because we never started from the beginning, or we would have been on the same page. So I'm just going to send you some more videos where you will configure more in-depth or more other critical options or features. Please try to complete them as soon as possible. Try to get those because labs are piling up now, and if you're not done with the previous screenshots, next labs will be piling up on, you have to maybe do it on other days. So try to do it as soon as possible. Give it your best shot, and let me know wherever you're stuck so we could try to go ahead. So I'm just gonna upload it to the YouTube, that same channel, so you could just go for and configure those things. So I'm just gonna stop here now.